Hello everyone, my name is Lisa Carter and I'm a career counselor here at the University of Maine's Career Center. I would like to share with you a little bit about writing a resume and some tips and tricks that can help you along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. All right. So what you're seeing is you're seeing the University of Maine's Career Center's webpage. So where we're going to go is we're going to scroll down and we are going to view our guide to resume writing. And so you can see here, we have a lot of information in this 6-page document, but we're going to focus on this part right here, the pro tips. So when you're thinking about writing a resume, and you can use a resume to apply to grad school or to apply for different jobs or to kind of show your relevant experience. So what you want to do is you want to think about a resume as roughly a 1 to 2 page document. Now, could there be longer ones? Sure, there could. But for the most part, you want to try to tailor that resume to what you're applying for, whether that be a job or whether that be to go on to graduate school. And so you really need to customize it based upon the experience that you're trying to obtain. So one thing that has really changed and updated over the years is your header. And so sometimes you don't even need your full address in there. Some people enjoy kind of keeping a little bit of anonymity. And so really, you just want to have some contact information, email address, a phone number, possibly the town and state that you live in. And then we can continue to go down. But you want to, as I was saying before, really keep this resume unique for each opportunity. So highlighting the experiences that you have had and relating them to the job or if you're going on to grad school, relating it to that experience. And you always want to try to have those experiences a little bit higher on in the resume versus really down low so that people can see it quicker. So another big question that we get that I kind of talk about here is thinking about how most of your experiences do have value. We hear a lot of times, oh, well, I just worked this job or I just did that, and I don't know if that's really important enough to put on the resume. And I would say if you can pull out some characteristics of what you learned from that experience that will apply, then it's absolutely valid to put that on the resume. And so you can think about, not everyone's had an internship. Maybe people have just had part-time jobs or full-time jobs. All of those things do have value. So figuring out how to tailor that narrative in your resume is really important. So thinking about how can you take the experiences and the skills that you have learned and reflect that on your resume for this new opportunity. So if we scroll down a little bit, we can see right here, thoroughly read the job description or that you are applying for, and try to make sure that you're hitting all of those areas that that experience is looking for and trying to relate that to your experience. And so if we continue on down here, we can see the 5 key elements. So in this area, your experiences should have 5 major things. You want to make sure that you have the position name. You want to make sure that you have the company or the organization that you worked for, the location of that company, the dates that you were employed, and then you want to make sure that you have your descriptive bullet points about it. And these could be dashes. We do recommend it either being like bullet points or dashes or little asterisks or something versus a paragraph form, because oftentimes when people are reading through a resume, they want it to be kind of quick and easy, and that's the way bullet points work, or dashes, or whatever it is that you want to use, versus a paragraph form. So think about that. We also recommend starting with action words. So you can see on here under this special projects assistant, we have developed, interviewed, demonstrated, assisted, coordinated. All of those are action words versus saying, you know, I did this or I did that. So remove the I and just start focusing right on those action words and verbs initially to really convey what did you do at that position. And so some kind of lasting thoughts here is, let's be kind to the reader. People don't want to read a resume that is hard to look at and hard to kind of read through. So again, that's why bullet points are nice. Don't go smaller than a 10-point font. Make sure that there's appropriate spacing so that people can read everything. So those are all really key things when you're putting together a resume. And just know that a resume is going to be, it's going to be an ongoing iteration. You're going to be making different resumes for different opportunities and positions, and it's just an ongoing process. So don't ever think that it's just kind of a one and done. So a couple of little bonus things right here. If you do have to hand it out in person, it's nice to have it on resume paper. Also think about the way that you're saving it. Are you saving it as a Word document? Are you saving it as a PDF? And who are you sending that to? So we have thought about the ways that you should save it, and oftentimes a PDF is preferable. So that might be a good tip for you. So let's scroll down here and let's just talk a little bit, because if you're attending this session, you may be thinking about applying to grad school. And so oftentimes people hear the terminology of CV, right? Or curriculum vitae. And so how is that different than a resume, or what do I need? And oftentimes CVs are utilized in academia, or, you know, a fellowship, or you know, possibly going to grad school. I would say that most people don't have a very long CV if they're applying to grad school, but it may be something that you're looking at expanding upon. And so if you do want to go the CV route, the way that that differs a little bit from the resume is it is longer. It's a little bit more chronological. And so, you know, you've done this, and, you know, next you did this, and next you did this. A lot of times it brings in many more academic experiences, such as maybe time that you've had in the lab, or presentations you've done, workshops you've been to, publications, things of those nature that might want to be added to a CV. So a CV is absolutely applicable to utilize to apply to grad school, but it is good to think about the differences. And oftentimes if students are international, that terminology of CV is utilized much more often. Resume and CV are more interchangeable outside of the US and Canada. But I would be happy to help anyone out with reviewing a resume. So you can get in touch with me by finding my email and contact information on the Career Center webpage. And again, my name is Lisa Carter, and if you need any help, please let me know. Thank you. All right, have a great day.